tonight. It's a really special night. So Artisans, for those of you who are new to us, is India's first space at the intersection of art, craft and design. It's always been more than a gallery and the little shop that happened afterwards. I like to think of it as a movement to really change the way we value the humanity of handmade and the culture that goes along with that. So whether it's music, as in tonight, poetry, books, and just experiencing it through workshops. So really to drive that value for both the handmade and its cultural context. The exhibition here is a great example of that, and it's called Elemental, and that started with the paintings. The paintings are by Yogita Yadav, who comes from Bhopal. Not far from her home is a tribal village, and she really draws upon them in spirit. And then we have the joy of representing the work of a Naga couple, Arjun Yadav and Atem Longkumar. They're both from the Ao tribe. They both had really successful city careers, and when they met, they decided to follow their passion. And they left their careers to return to Nagaland. They live in a little farm outside Dimapur. But Arjun really learned woodworking from his father. And they say of their work that our work deliberately embraces imperfections, letting each mark in the wood tell its stories. Shreya is a Sanskrit scholar, so you hear really perfect enunciation, with a master's in Sanskrit from Oxford University. And she's deeply driven by Vedic ideology and culture in her work, where she champions social impact initiatives.
Because mantra is quite literally is described in these ancient texts as mananat trayate iti mantra. It's the thing that protects us from the mind and protects us from suffering through the repetition of it. And so it's literally a tool where we're using the mind to free ourselves of the suffering caused by the mind. We need the mind. We need to use the mind by repeating this thing, or we need to use the mind in the same way we are bound up in that human existence to live and to be here. That's essential. It's not that we want to escape that and run away, but we're using that to actually ease and alleviate the pain that we bring on ourselves through our minds, whether that's jealousies, guilt, pain, anger, sadness, grief, all of these things that are very much part of the human experience can ultimately be traced to the mind.
So Shreya's, guidance is amazing, because even if your mind is wandering here and there, her sound, her voice will bring you back to this present moment. And also she's always cueing us and giving us information about the mantras before, which I think is invaluable, because you actually know what you're chanting about, you have an understanding of the words, you get a sense of the intonation, which makes the mantra chanting a very elevated experience.
After the session, I feel very calm, very energized, very in touch with myself, my soul, and I feel like I have gotten clarity of mind, and I just feel at peace and centered. One thing that stood out to me was the handpan instrument. I think it was my first time listening to it, and it was very calming, very peaceful.
I will definitely recommend everyone to experience this beautiful mantra chanting session at least once.
I think I would, be here for all her events, and I would 100% recommend this to anybody looking for a deeply personal experience and looking to get to know themselves a little bit better.